Hello and welcome back. We're talking about navigating your birth experience and what we need to address those unmet needs, those lingering traumas, the stuck energy in the womb space for you to enter into your birth with peace, with trust, and being able to enter in with full surrender. So, what we're going to talk about is the energy work for emotional release, the womb healing, trusting your body, and addressing the emotional and energetic blockages through self-care. Also, along with this topic, the clearing the energetic blockages, you can always go back into the course where you can visit our guest expert interviews with Dr. Zazu, who talks about the work of energetically releasing the womb, and also Jenny Stone, who talks about the chakras and how to clean and release energy as well. So I welcome you to check those out if you haven't done so already. All right, and I would love for you to share this course with somebody who is talking about starting a family or has concerns with conceiving or who is becoming a mother again for the first, second, third time. It doesn't really matter. It's all designed to help you enter into this portal feeling safe and supported and help me lead the world's transition to a fertile future. So let's jump into how emotional and energetic blockages can affect your pregnancy and birth. So pregnancy oftentimes brings in parts of our past emotions and fears to the surface. Think about this time you just cracked wide open. Emotionally, energetically, spiritually, this is a really open time for you. So emotional blockages can arise from unresolved traumas and difficult past relationships or societal pressures around motherhood. These blockages can lead to feelings of anxiety, fear, or overwhelm and create mental barriers during your pregnancies. These energetic blocks can manifest physically in your body as well, causing tension in your back, your shoulders, your pelvis. And pregnant individuals can experience unexplained physical discomfort and find it difficult to relax through labor, which can hinder the natural progression of childbirth. Emotional blockages can disrupt the hormonal balance essential for childbirth, leading to longer labor and less positive birth experience. When fear or anxiety is present, the body often triggers the fight or flight response, which can slow down or complicate labor, making it difficult to feel connected, calm, and in control. It's really interesting because before I really dove into the emotional aspect, the spiritual aspect, the blockages in our body, and I was kind of just in this 3D world thinking about pregnancy only in this body, not really connecting it to the spiritual side. That birth with my second son was a lot more painful, and I want to actually use the word painful compared to when I felt this clearing, this emotional clearing from my past experiences with birth, when I was willing to enter into this state in a place of peace and joy and trust. So watch how your pregnancy will change when you start to address these inner needs that you might not seem is so obvious. If it's like, I'm having consistent back pain, I'm in my second trimester and I'm so uncomfortable, I'm so sad, I'm so stressed, then it's really time to do that inner work, looking at the root cause of this dysfunction so you can help alleviate and feel really good throughout your pregnancy and through your labor. All right, so let's talk about the energy work for emotional release. So it's common that women have believed that childbirth is going to be hard, it's going to be strenuous, it's going to be scary, it's going to be whatever you think. And so the fear around childbirth is shared experience amongst a lot of mothers. The transition of motherhood is a life-altering event, and it's natural for you to feel anxious or unknown about the way or delivery or how it's all going to happen, right? So studies show that a significant percentage of women feel apprehension about various aspects of childbirth, from the physical pain to the emotional upheaval. Acknowledging these fears widespread helps create the support where you can actually share your experiences without feeling isolated or judged. I remember this with when I was going to my prenatal appointments, and I wanted to keep asking my OBGYN at the time, but how painful is childbirth? I wanted to know, is it like getting a tooth extracted without any kind of pain medication? And I actually even put myself through these trials before I had my baby because I wanted to be able to prove to myself that I would be able to handle it. And I literally went that far to being on the table and the dentist drilling down into my teeth and me laying there sweating about to pass out. And I was there like, we need to numb you. And I was like, no, I'm preparing my mind and my body for childbirth. I didn't know what degree of pain I could associate it with. I didn't know, but I wanted to like kind of prepare myself. So in that state, I was kind of like leaning into pain in these moments so I could know that I could handle the discomfort. I knew I could make it out on the other side. And so when you start to like ask yourself these questions, like what is it that feels like you're maybe embarrassed to talk about, or you don't know how to ask the question, and it's like what level of pain I'm going to feel and how can I compare it to something that I have experienced in the past to know that I have the ability to do this. I feel confident in myself. And ultimately, I feel that more women share their stories of their births and their experience in a positive light, the more you actually naturally gain confidence in yourself. Because I've seen this work hand in hand with so many of my clients, so many of the women, the mothers I supported, and just having one conversation about going into labor without any reserves, without any fears, and just knowing that you and your baby and your body are working together. And so making this normal to talk about these things. And then normalizing the feelings of fear and anxiety can help actually release that emotional burden of mothers. When women understand their fears are shared and acknowledged, it gives a sense of camaraderie and support. I remember like talking to women and I was like, were you scared? Were you scared? And I never felt like anybody was like, yeah, I was terrified. And I was like, am I the only one who's scared about giving birth? Like, to me, I had nothing to compare it to. So I really was fearful about laboring. I was really fearful. And so if you start to have these conversations with mothers who've actually gone through the process and they start to share their story in a different light, sharing their story with how they actually synced up with breath, how you can actually release tension in your body, how it naturally happens, and how it's really primal. There's nothing you need to do. You don't need to be coached. You just really need to get back into your body, your state of knowing that your body knows how to deliver this baby. We've been doing it for centuries of time, right? So enhancing the mind-body connection and releasing emotional and energetic blockages allows a deeper connection between your mind and body. And you'll start to trust the birthing process. When you start to trust the birthing process, you're naturally going to feel a hell of a lot more empowered. Just knowing that just like conception and all of the stages throughout your pregnancy, we have been taught that, we get pregnant, we know intercourse has to take place, so there is an active part that you play. But after that, you really don't do much, right? You continue about your day, you go about your life, going to your work, going to your job, doing your social events. You're not really doing much. But guess what? Your body and your baby are doing all the work. But then we have this part around the birth, around labor, that we kind of like expect our body and baby to not know what to do. And so we get ourselves into this loophole of thinking like, I don't know what to do, and that can actually stall the labor. So when you start to actually trust the birthing process, trust that your baby has grown this far, has developed this well, without you controlling anything, without you scheduling anything, without anything, then you're going to feel that empowerment. And as your emotional tensions are released, your physical tensions will also dissipate. So when that happens, your body relaxes, your mind relaxes, then the labor is going to be much more enjoyable, actually enjoyable, not painful, not like you survived it, but you were thriving and it was the time of your life. So preparing for this, by clearing these blockages, mothers can actually approach birth with more positive mindset. Emotions of love, confidence, and self-assurance become more accessible when the fears and anxieties are released. So How energy aids in the emotional release. Energy work like Reiki, acupuncture, or chakra balancing can all release the stored emotional tension, often deeply embedded in the body. These practices provide a state of calm by helping clear the energetic pathways and make room for emotions to take root. Energetic healing helps clear the emotional baggage and reduces anxiety and promotes mental clarity by releasing stored emotions. These practices help expecting mothers to feel more present and connected and allow them to approach pregnancy with a sense of calm and emotional stability. So, I don't know where you're at personally in your spiritual journey or your ability to connect with these energetic centers in your body. So, if you've never done any type of energy work in your past, I want to start to instill you with the truth that you do know how to do this. Everybody, every baby, every being that enters into this world is so attuned to energy. So think about how, or if you've ever seen a baby who was on their mother's hip and the mother was really stressed out and the baby was screaming. The baby is always feeding into or responding to the energy of the people around them. Have you ever seen a mother who's holding a baby and the baby's really calm and somebody comes up to them and maybe is grouchy or maybe is like, you can tell that they have something stirring in their body. You don't really know what's up. Or if you've ever been around somebody who's just giving you a vibe of like sadness or darkness, or if you've ever picked up on a vibe that they're giving off without them saying anything, this is you actually picking up on energy. And so when you start to lean in and understand your own energetic centers in your body, Jenny Stone goes through each of the energy centers in our guest expert interview. But when you do this and start to become more aware of energy in your root chakra, in your sacral chakra, in your solar plexus, in your heart, in your throat, in your third eye, in your crown, you can actually start to clear these areas by breathing, combining breath work with visualization and mantras. All these things can help you clear through the energy centers. If you're not ready or willing to go that route of doing your own self-work and breathing and working through these energy centers and practicing through meditation and stillness, then you can go and see somebody, go and have a Reiki session done. Go and just notice or journal about how you feel before Reiki, how you feel after it, and then maybe what transpires the week after you do the Reiki session as your body is open and clear from any blockages. Once you start to become in tune with these energy centers, you can actually do body scans on yourself and allow these centers to be clear through many different ways. Can be through breath work, can be through dance, ecstatic dance, yoga, breath work. There's so many ways, and or just taking the time to scan and go inside your body. Notice where you're feeling stuck emotions and then releasing them with intention. So the different types of energy work that kind of the things I'm talking about is the Reiki, and this is a gentle hands-on healing which allows you to support the emotional release and relaxation. Reiki can be beneficial during pregnancy by reducing stress and clearing fear-based blockages for a more grounded experience. Acupuncture is another way. This is a practice rooted in traditional Chinese medicine, and it stimulates specific points to balance the energy flow in the body. During pregnancy, acupuncture can help with stress management and alleviate physical discomfort and open up pathways to support the healthy flow of your energy. And chakra balancing. This works by harmonizing your body's energy centers, and it governs a specific set of emotions and physical functions. So by balancing each of the chakras, you can address the fears, boost your confidence, and lead to more emotional resilience. How energy work actually supports the body's natural birthing abilities. So we know, based on the course and stress, based on how we have extra cortisol in the body, how it can actually prevent conception, how it actually can prevent you from going into labor. So I actually, I think I talked about this with you guys in a previous course when I animalistically or naturally, instinctively wanted to be left to birth by myself. And I heard or I noticed this as a cat owner that the cats would oftentimes go out and hide to give birth to their babies. So they would go tuck away in a corner. They didn't want to be in a place that was heavily stimulated. And that's because the cats could feel like they were finally able to rest, full rest. And if there's much activation, if a cat, you go up to pet a cat or anything during their labor, what you'll see is that the cat will actually get up and move to a quiet way or place where they can then relax again to allow labor start. So if you're feeling threatened, I'm saying this as like, we look at this as animals. If we're feeling threatened, if we're not feeling safe, our body triggers that fight or flight response. We're not in the place of rest and digest. We're not even in the place where we can labor our baby. We need to be in a state of comfort to allow the labor to progress at a natural rate, one that's going to be free from pain, one that's going to not like lead to this heightened long experience where then you're going to be questioned with having extra medical interventions done. So by reducing the stress, you actually are supporting your physical health. And energy work is known for its ability to reduce cortisol levels. And we know that cortisol is a major stress hormone. The hormone that, and it also helps improve your sleep when we lower your cortisol. When we have better sleep, when we have less cortisol, we also reduce inflammation. Inflammation is one of the major causes of our pain. And it also promotes our physical health, all which are beneficial for your pregnancy and every stage of your life. And it helps build confidence in your body's capability of birthing. By aligning with your body's energy centers, these practices reinforce natural birthing process, instilling confidence in your body's ability to handle the challenges of labor. For many women, this shift from fear to trust plays a role in facilitating a more empowering birth experience. Womb healing. So I want to talk to you guys about womb healing, and think of this as like this womb is this place where it's your connection to your creativity, to your feminine body, to this place of where you came from, first of all, and also this place of like love and creation. And so I did some womb healing energy moves, dancing, with one of our guest expert interviews. If you haven't checked that out, then please do so. But we actually went through dance moves and things that you can do in your day to actually clear any stuck energy in the womb. Womb healing is the practice of acknowledging the emotional and energetic imprints held within the womb. The concept views that the womb is not only a physical space for nurturing new life, but it's also energetic and an emotional store that can store your emotions and experiences. Many women actually carry past traumas, fears, or negative experiences with their womb space, oftentimes unknowingly. These can stem from previous pregnancies, miscarriages, relationships, or cultural or ancestral experiences. Clearing these imprints can support a healthier pregnancy and allow women to enter birth with a clearer or more empowered mindset. So think about your womb space, or you can even go back into the generational imprinting that has happened within your family. Birth imprinting, you can dive into this topic where Andrea and I actually jump into birth imprinting, how that impacts your experience on this planet, but then also how you feel going into birth. So maybe it's not you that had any type of sexual trauma or had some type of sexual assault, but your mother did. You will actually carry on this generational baggage in your womb space. Maybe you have had a poor relationships, or maybe you had a birth experience where you didn't feel that you were honoring your own womb, or maybe a medical intervention that wasn't in line with yourself. And so you ended up adopting this shameful experience with your womb. Maybe you have past moments in your life of shame, of guilt. Maybe you have some type of experience that has actually like kind of shut this center down. Going into a womb cleaning or clearing experience can really help you break the ties from these patterns, release this energetic blockage, and allow you to feel more comfortable and confident in your skin. When you release these anxieties and fears within the womb, it provides this positive experience, and it welcomes a baby into this place, into childbirth, with emotional clarity and confidence. So there's a couple of practices you can try out for womb clearing. Womb meditations, where you actually go through a guided meditation, and you can be speaking in mantras, tuning into your body, feeling into your womb space, and then releasing any past trauma or negative stored energy there. I know personally for myself, previous relationships prior to my husband, I had emotional blockages that I ended up just holding all this tension and tightness in my womb space. So look back on past relationships, those parts of you that was like, why did I settle? Why did I stay in this place? Why was I okay with these different things that didn't feel good to me and my body at that time? And allow yourself with a meditation to actually go in and to correct, allow this to release. One of the phrases I do is when I'll kind of drop in, using some breaths to clear, connecting myself with my breath, with my body, placing my hands actually on my womb, and then bringing my attention and awareness into this space. And then I imagine the different points of trauma or stuckness in my body. If I can't figure out what it is, I imagine like cords being cut, like ties being broken to these old past experiences. And I allow them to be released into the ether with love, and I ask that it is transcribed, and I bring my own love, I bring my own energy, my own self-care back into my womb space, and allow myself to just practice this positive affirmations to myself within my womb, focusing on love, focusing on self-care, focusing on safety, and bringing in the energy that I want to feel in my womb space. Focus on releasing, inviting love. During meditations, women are encouraged to let go of any pain or sadness and replace any of those feelings with love, warmth, connection to yourself and your baby. So for mothers who are maybe not expecting to get pregnant, this may be something that you want to release and allow yourself to celebrate the connection, the feeling of love with this baby. Maybe you have sadness or grief around the pregnancy. You could have been fully wanting this baby, but now there is a part of us in our pregnancy that we actually grieve our old lives. We're kind of like stepping into a new life as a mother. And so releasing that grief and allow yourself to lean in to your mother internalistic abilities, really. And calling in the mother within yourself to stand up, to stand true, to step forth. You might not know who you're going to be as a mother, but through these womb meditations, you can take it as a chance to call your mother in, like you yourself as a mother. Call her back into this space and allow yourself to feel the comfort and the truth of knowing that you will know exactly what to do. And affirming positivity and safety. So using the positive affirmations and visualizations can help foster this sense of inner peace and readiness for birth. So anything that allows you to feel that connection and allows you to feel safety. I ask that when you practice mantras, you say it out loud, you feel it in your body, and you see what resonates with you. Sometimes if you're just listening to a general list of like mantras, affirmations, they don't really speak to you. But if you hear one that's like, it strikes a chord in your heart, or it makes you feel a reaction, maybe you get goosebumps, or it rings in your head later that day, that's the mantra. That's the one that you can use oftentimes to allow yourself to feel safe. I am safe in my body. I trust in my body and my baby. I'm highly connected to my baby in this womb space. I love myself. I am safe. I am grounded. I am centered. Any of these things that might feel good in your body, and everybody has their own affirmations that resonate with them different. There are also some rituals you might consider for releasing stored trauma. the visualization techniques that I talked about, where you actually go into those moments of fear, of trauma, and you allow yourself to repeat this place. And when I take people through a visualization technique going back into the trauma, we make sure that we have a safe place set up, a safe place where you can process the emotions, a safe place where you can, when you're done visualizing, retreat to a safe haven to allow yourself to integrate with your current body. And you actually allow yourself to go back into the memory and then listen to the emotions you were feeling in that moment. So oftentimes when we're not feeling safe, we don't fully process the emotions. So by going back into that memory, we can reprocess the emotion, validate the emotions, and then allow yourself in this adult body, who you now know how to support yourself, to ask for what you needed in that point in time. Maybe you needed a friend, maybe you needed a listening ear, maybe you needed somebody to stand up for yourself, maybe you needed to stand up for yourself. Maybe you would have said something or done something different. Allow yourself to take that step, take that action to get your emotional needs met, to get your physical needs met in that place and time. And when you're ready to integrate, you can actually call back that broken part of yourself. For me, that was trust. I broke my trust with different partners who I felt like I had love with them. I felt we were on the same page of treating each other well with respect. And I learned through these different moments I couldn't have trust. So I asked for that missing piece within me to be returned back into my being so I could feel that wholeness again. And then I allow myself to go into a place of relaxation to allow that to integrate with my current self. Sound healing and breath work is another option. So you can be using sound healing, like the different vibrations that actually resonate with you, using chanting or singing bowls to vibrate the womb area. There's actually even singing bowls where we can place them right on your womb space and allow those vibrations for you to like fully experience them and clear blockages. And the breath work is also helpful to release throughout the process. And you can also consider ancestral healing. So this is like, even if it's not your trauma, maybe you know of trauma from the past. My grandma had a miscarriage. My, mother was assaulted. You can go in and clear the ancestral healing so you don't have to continue to carry it with you. All right, so the benefits of womb clearing and healthy pregnancy and birth. So you're actually starting to create a strong connection between you and the baby without any of the past traumas, your past way of thinking. So you're engaging with the womb in a positive way and finding yourself able to connect with your baby and your body and find that sense of peace as you go into birth. This nurturing environment strengthens the bond and fosters the feelings of security with the mother and the baby. It also helps in empowering you. Clearing the womb space from the past emotional burdens can empower you to enter labor with this self-renewed trust and emotional resilience. Womb healing encourages a connection to wisdom and the natural strength within the body, cultivating this foundation for clarity and empowerment. And you're honoring and respecting your body. Womb healing is the act of honoring yourself. It's a place to recognize that you're safe in your body. You're safe in your being. And this is a sacred space for creation. And when you actually feel safety is one of those first one of our, on the hierarchy of needs. It's one of the first things we need to feel in our body to allow ourselves to even digest food, let alone to enter into childbirth. When we're restoring this sense of safety within our own body, this own trust within our body, we're able to enter into labor in such a blissful way, in such a easeful way. And letting go of those past burdens, you can actually feel more connected to your physical and emotional self and embrace the journey with confidence. So trusting the body. rebuilding the trust with your own self, knowing that you are miraculous. Your body knows how to heal and knows how to guide you. It's literally going to lead you into positions. You might be like, I don't know what I'm doing when in childbirth. I've even experienced this with mothers who've had 3 kids, because they were like, it's been 2 years, it's been 4 years, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'll be like, hey, remember how you just knew what to do? You don't know how you knew, but you knew what to do. Like, I was thinking this up until I was in my active phase of labor. I was like, I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm dilated to like a 5. I'm admitted in the hospital. I still don't really know what I should be doing to get this baby out. But then once I got clicked into like an 8, I didn't have to ask any questions. Nobody told me what to do. I was just finding the positions. My body knew exactly what to get into. My body would go there and I was like, oh my gosh, this feels really good. It was like my baby was telling me, or my body was telling me what would feel good to naturally birth this baby. So we need to overcome the doubts rooted from your past experiences and cultural narratives, whether it's, an experience like I had, that seed of doubt planted from my past, or it's the TV or the shows or the beliefs of other women telling you that it's going to be hard or it's going to be painful, or all these stories about labor. Letting these doubts go and letting the messages, the societal messages that emphasize that you need to have fear around the birth. Or I've had women be like, well, why would I want to feel it? I'd rather not feel anything, I don't want to feel pain. Or women talking about how, like, why do women have to give birth? Like, men should have to feel this level of pain. And all these like different little stories or things. And if you have your journal, I'd love for you to kind of write out any kind of negative connotations or conversations or words or phrases you've heard about women enduring childbirth with pain, okay? And you'll even hear your doctors in the hospital setting, if that's the route you're going, talking about pain prevention, pain intervention, and all of it has led us to be really scared of pain. But what's interesting about pain is when we experience pain, the body responds by giving us twice the amount of hormones, the release of these medicine for us to experience the pleasure. And so our body is really working for us. And the more we educate ourselves on the truth of how our body actually heals itself, the better you're going to feel going into this birthing experience. Start to have that conversation with yourself so you can build the trust that has been lost in those old stories. And even just speaking about, like, I heard somebody say this one time and that's resonated with me. It was kind of like a little seed that's now sprouted into like maybe a little weed. And now we want to place those little seeds of truth back into your body, of knowing like, okay, the pain is not something I need to be fearful for. It's just a sensation that you're experiencing. I'm feeling burning sensation. Well, I've felt burning sensation before in different ways. I've had arm burns, I've had rug burns, I've had road rash, I've had burns from, heat, from steam burns. I've gotten burned by ovens. It's just a burning feeling. And if we change the word from like pain avoidance and pain interventions, like acting that pain is a bad thing, and we change it into a realization that this pain is a sensation in our body, and we experience a lot of sensations in our body, then we are able to step into it with curiosity and not with fear. Fear will shut down the system. Curiosity, we kind of learn to lean in. Like if you're curious about something, think about something you're curious about. Like you're eating a chocolate chip cookie. You're like, how did you make these? You lean in, right? Like that's a natural place of curiosity. So allow yourself, instead of leading away this avoidance with fear, but leading in with curiosity. What do you mean when you talk about your body and it's going to have natural release of your own pain medication? So you don't need to be injected with some other things. Your body is actually doing that for you. It knows how to respond. And when we start to receive pain medications from medical interventions, our body thinks, okay, you don't need this. So it stops doing the thing that it was doing naturally to help you out. So you're going to learn through this process to actually embrace your body's innate wisdom. It knows what it's doing. And personally for me, I've related to animals all of my life. I would look at like starfish, right? And as a kid, the starfish would be in the ocean. And you could see a starfish who had its leg cut off and it would be regrowing a leg. And I always thought, wow, that's so cool. Like animals can do such cool stuff. They can regrow a leg. Well, guess what? We are the most advanced species on the world. And we have forgotten this, our body's innate wisdom. Our body can actually regrow organs as well. Our body can respond and heal. Our body knows how to birth. And so we're shifting our mindset that celebrates our body's natural way to carry a baby, the natural way to heal. And this body's wisdom has evolved over generations. So we just need to remember where we came from. We need to remember that this process is not something we need to fear. It's something to be curious about. Like, I'm really excited to experience labor. I have no idea what to expect. And you're going to start to think about how your body has actually already done the work. Like I said, yes, intercourse, you had to do something, right? There's the parts of you coming together. But then after that point in time, your body's innate wisdom knew how to create this baby. And the entire process over the last 9-10 months has been done without you in the way. So allow yourself to step out of the way for the birth as well. That would be the best thing. All right, so here are some affirmations for empowerment. The affirmations can reinforce the positive beliefs. My body knows how to birth. Write down any of these things that feel good and that resonate in you. I am in tune with my body and my baby. I trust the process of birth and my ability to navigate it. All of these statements are reframing the way you have maybe previously thought about birth. And affirmations aren't just words. They're tools that can help you gradually reshape your beliefs. So maybe right now throughout your pregnancy, you're just going to start to hold your womb space and just say, my body knows how to birth. My body knows how to birth. And we can't just fake it with just the affirmations. If there's fears, we need to actually write those down, have conversations with them, work through those fears, and then go back to the reinforcing with affirmations. If you just affirm and affirm all day long and you don't believe in the affirmations, then you're going to be highly disappointed because you're going to see your fears just come out in the end of the day. So positive affirmations are great, but we still need to acknowledge the aspects of fears. And you're going to start to build your confidence through consistency. So as you address the fears and then you put in new seeds, it's like you're pulling out the weeds, you're putting in new seeds. And then you're watering these seeds by constantly telling yourself, my body knows exactly how to birth. Women have been doing this for centuries. I am confident that my body and my baby know what they're doing. I trust the process of my birth and my ability to birth. I trust my body completely. Any of these words, it's like you're watering these new seeds that aren't the weeds, they're the trees that's bearing the fruit. And your fruit is about to drop from the tree in its own perfect timing. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful. And it's going to be transformational. And just think of that birth that you want to experience. And doing that, you're watering the seeds that are going to be trees that are going to produce you with a fruit. All right, so let's talk about more trust building exercises, things that you can do daily to actually cultivate this new mindset with your body and change the direction of these old thought patterns, because these things are like high-speed highways, like, right? Like it's like you're going on a highway at 70 miles an hour. Those old thoughts are going to be much easier for you to sink back into, where it's not, there's no problem with that. It's okay. You just have to have mindfulness to redirect yourself. So when you have the old thought, oh my gosh, I'm so scared about childbirth, what if I have to have epidural, whatever it is, and then you have a fear, and then you go, okay, let's go into that fear thought. And then, okay, I'm going to address that through some reprogramming. I'm going to talk about all of the scared stories I've heard. And now I'm going to release these and let them go. And now I'm going to go back into, wait, my body knows what to do. I know what to do. My subconscious, my innate being, my primal self, whatever it is that you connect with, knows exactly what to do. Mirror work. You actually look in the mirror at your reflection and you speak these affirmations into yourself. And you appreciate yourself. You foster your body's appearance and give yourself this wonderful relationship with your body during this time. So you might look at yourself and be like, oh my gosh, I look so womanly. I love how my curves are coming in. I love seeing this little baby bump. I look beautiful. I'm glowing. My baby knows exactly what to do. My baby is healthy and well. I am healthy and well. And you're speaking these affirmations to yourself through a mirror. Gentle movement. So this is kind of like those womb healing exercises where you're like placing the hand on your belly and rocking and rolling, releasing guilt and shame. You'll see I have a video where I actually get down and I'm teaching you the exercises to like release these old ways of thought and like actually physically move the body. So prenatal yoga, dancing, stretching, walking, you're building up your awareness and a positive vibration with your physical self. Meditation and breathing, practicing this helps center the mind and the body and grounds you in this present moment and instills some calm in your body. Anytime you can create more calm in your body, it has a positive effect for both you and your baby because they're picking up on all your vibrations. And then create a routine of self-appreciation. So this could be something like you are, daily, maybe you're waking up, you're doing the thing, you're getting ready for work, and then when you come home, a transitionary period, either before bed, that would be the best time, so you could enter into sleep with all these positive feelings. You practice this. You practice like a gentle swaying, connecting with you and your body. You're singing to your baby. If you're already in that third trimester, your baby is actually responding to your voice. So you allow yourself to sing to your baby like your baby is here. You rock, you hold space, you love your womb. You say, I love you, I trust this body. I love my body. I'm so grateful to be here. And allowing yourself to have a set routine. So instead of watching TV right before bed, you're just going to replace that old habit with something that's really nurturing you and creating these new beliefs and confidence in yourself. That's actually self-care. TV, scrolling socials is really numbing, creating separation, judgment, all these things, comparison. But self-care means I'm taking the time, gentle yoga, stretching, warm shower, bath, connection, singing with my baby. This is self-care. Addressing emotional and energetic blockages through self-care. So the emotional expression through journaling. Journaling is this outlet for you to explore your thoughts and identify where you have blockages. You may not have any idea what I'm talking about when it comes to energy blockages, but I just said, write on your piece of paper, energy blockages. Scan through your body, feel in your body. What do you feel? And just write about that. This is what I feel. I feel tension in my shoulders. Write about that. And eventually you're going to get really good at knowing your body from the inside out. You're going to get really good at feeling these centers, but it takes practice. Just like learning to ride a bike. You don't just like pick up a bike and start pedaling. Like there is a period of learning how to do it before you actually go. Mindful movement, so prenatal yoga, gentle stretching, dance, all can support this physical or emotional release and allow your body to release the tension. Creative expression, this could be activities like drawing or painting or music. It's another way to process emotions and channel them into something tangible. These creative releases help you gain insight to your feelings and also promote relaxation. So like coloring. In our journal, I have like little coloring pages for women to actually color mantras and images, and our art, how we express ourselves. So dance, through coloring, through painting, is all a reflection about what's going on in the inside. And knowing that this self-care is promoting a positive relationship with yourself. And it allows you to release any type of blockages that you're holding on to. All right, so let's talk about boundary setting and creating a positive environment. We've talked about boundary setting a couple times in different areas. And the importance of setting boundaries and being really good at it is so imperative for you as you prepare for your birth. It's going to allow you to feel safe in your own place. It's going to allow you to feel safe. That's the key, right, to birthing. So when you are practicing personal boundaries, this allows you to limit exposure to negativity, stress, or unsupportive individuals, especially during your pregnancy, especially in your third trimester, especially before you go into labor and birth. When you start practicing things like no negativity zones or times where you're just staying at your house and nurturing yourself, you're blocking out the stress from other people, from the environment around you, and allowing yourself to feel nurtured and cared for, which allows you to feel more calm and more safe and more peaceful. And this actually is all going to help ease pain, ease tension, ease stress when you're not taking on the external people's stress. You start creating this, you're basically, in setting boundaries, prioritizing your own self-care. So by communicating what you need with your partner, your friends, your family, you're ensuring that you feel respected, you feel heard during this time of your vulnerability, during this time of change. And these healthy boundaries actually allow you to preserve your energy and avoid unnecessary stress and maintain that sense of calm. This helps you keep your center, this helps you keep your energy levels, and it helps keep your energetic balance. Women can focus on bringing in comforting elements to your household. So think about when you're doing these nurturing practices, when you're doing energy healing, to create the environment, soft lighting, soothing scents, calming music, create this sensory experience for yourself. And actually, by doing this, you'll be able to directly take that experience of like this calming nighttime routine perhaps into that experience with birth. So if you're having a good vibe with lavender and every night before you go to bed, you're allowing yourself to relax with lavender. You put on your sound bowls. Maybe you listen to it on YouTube or you have sound bowls. You allow yourself a chance to do a routine that your body resonates with. And then when you go into labor, when you go into your delivery day, you already have associated all of these positive sensors with relaxation, allowing you to go into your birth with relaxation. So these self-care practices can help you feel grounded, centered, and relaxed. And that's what we want for you during this time. All right, so we have supportive tools and resources. There are different guided meditations that can help you release your anxiety, tension, and positivity. You can find these on meditation apps like Headspace is one of them. Calm, the Daily Calm, gives you a couple minutes of just tapping in. Or you can always jump on my YouTube where I help walk you through these different guided meditations. You'll see that on Roots and Fertility on YouTube. And you can just click in and just start to practice yourself. Maybe you start with being guided through meditation and then you start to practice on your own, whatever resonates with you. Online support communities. We, of course, have our online support community, which you're here engaging in, and that's actually how you earned this course. So continue to participate in communities that are lifting you up, that are raising your vibration, that are giving you positive encouragement, that allow you a chance to speak your truth and to encourage other people. It feels good to encourage other people. It feels good to be encouraged. It's a bi-directional relationship. So sharing experiences with people will help you feel less isolated and feel more connected to a community. And then there's also professional help. So professionals trained in trauma, energy work, maternal mental health, all of these things, energy healers, therapists, coaches who specialize in emotional wellness can provide you with the tools to address any type of blockages that you feel are still there. So when you experience kind of scanning through your body and you go through your channels and you're like, oh man, I still feel heavy somewhere. I still feel stuck. This is like a way for you to be like, okay, I'm going to seek out some additional help because I'm doing my own work with journaling. I'm doing my own work with self-care, but I am still holding on to something. I don't know what it is. It may be subconscious that you just really don't know how to access it, but we know that something's there. All right, so what's so beautiful about this process throughout your pregnancy is that you have these 9-10 months to connect to yourself deeper. It's like a 9-month, I want to call it like a sabbatical. Like, oh my gosh, how beautiful would it be for women to be like find out they're pregnant and be like, I'm going to go on this 9-month, 10-month journey of pregnancy where I get to know myself. And you get empowered in knowing yourself much deeper and healing yourself. So this journey of connecting to your body and your emotions is really transformative. The benefits extend far beyond childbirth. And embracing the self-connection can give you the sense of self-awareness, empowerment, and resilience, and help you understand what you need. That's going to be really important after you have this baby. Really understand what you need. Ask for help. Know how to get help. This is going to help your process after you have this baby be much more enjoyable. When we start to understand our own emotions, our own triggers, our own traumas, we start to have more of an understanding of your emotional landscape. And you are able to then identify your fears and release them. And you release all the self-doubt, and you make more space for trust, more space for surrender, more trust for growth. And through this process, there's no better time in your entire life to do this, is just diving in your pregnancy, not just by going to your classes or your doctor appointments, but like doing the deeper work, doing the emotional clearing, doing the womb healing. And this gives you this profound sense of peace and control, making this birth journey feel more manageable and empowering. So, like I said, this entire journey is an opportunity for you to step into yourself. And that mind shift encourages you to embrace this birth opportunity of self-growth and allow you to rewrite the past narratives. Maybe you didn't like where you were going before, with your health, with your relationships, romantically, with your work. This is a chance for you to rewrite the story. You're going in deep. You're trying to figure out where you're repeating old patterns of the past. You're doing the work now so you can rewrite the story. So you don't just pass this on to the future generation. You're stopping it here. The pain points stop here. The growth starts now. Childbirth is a natural step towards healing, where the past fears or traumas are transformed into feelings of accomplishment, pride, and self-love. This birthing process can be a symbolic release of the energetic or emotional blockages and foster a sense of closure and healing that supports the mental and emotional well-being and the transition into motherhood. For me, every time I birthed, I shared this with you guys in the other previous video, but I was going, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. And then I remember just staring at my husband's eyes, and I go, I'm going to die. And then I go, okay, I'm done. I'm okay. I'm safe. And I released. I closed my eyes like I went to die. And it was actually that symbolic moment every time, right before the baby's head came out. It was like, okay, I'm okay to die. And I actually released that level and leaned into the level of safety and trust. And then I was like, okay, I'm alive, right? It was like I was reborn into this next version of myself that I was supposed to discover, that I was supposed to find. So, you are going to find through this experience the strength that you actually carry. I was actually just dropping my children off to this preschool they go to, and it said one of the 12 virtues or things to remember about childbirth, and it was for children and mothers. And this was the first thing it said, was strength. It was a reminder of our strength. And when you go into childbirth, you will cross into this territory of like knowing that you can do anything. You are strong. You are capable of navigating through the physical demands of your childbirth and the emotional times, and also all of what's going to be required for you after childbirth. The healing process of your body, the figuring out all the processes with your baby, how to nurse, how to burp, what your baby's cries are. You are actually leaning into this, your strength as a woman, as a being. You are strong. And this is an incredible part of birthing. One of the mothers who I will have on a podcast who free birthed her third child, she said, I didn't know how strong I was until I birthed my baby by myself, and I realized I can do anything. And so you guys will see in the upcoming recordings different conversations, different women sharing their experience with free birthing and finding that connection to themselves, finding the truth in their body and the baby and the body's ability to work together to birth this baby into the world. As you approach childbirth, as you approach further along in your pregnancy, when you start to get feisty, when you want this baby out of you, just leaning into everything that you're feeling is legit. Every feeling that you're feeling is legit. Every feeling that you're feeling is real. Every feeling that you're feeling deserves to feel validated. And lean into that place yourself and give yourself the love and compassion for yourself as you step into this journey of healing. You're not going to get everything right from the beginning. You're not going to just dive into a fear and then just abolish it just like that. It may take more of this work, more of this reprogramming. But if we are serving ourselves from a place of love, you start to develop this courage, this patience, this kindness, and you're going to be using all those things with your new baby. And so practice on yourself. Set yourself up for that same level of trust, of sincerity. And some of my final thoughts on this path to childhood is the connection, just really focusing on our connection and trust in the birth journey. When you realize that there's nothing you need to do, it's actually you getting out of your headspace, getting out of the lists. We can do those things as a backup. Yes, of course, we have the hospital bag packed. Yes, of course, we have a birth plan planned. But if we can just step out of that thought that's kind of always ruminating and just lean into more of the trust, more of the surrender, then you're going to enter into this place with a completely different experience, a really blissful childbirth. My goal for my third child was an orgasmic childbirth. I started reading about it. I was like, I want that. That sounds really fun. And I would say that it was beyond my expectations of what could be possible through childbirth when I entered into that birth, after I addressed all the fears, after I allowed myself in full trust, after I allowed myself to be in an environment where I felt incredibly safe and secure, where I had to go nowhere for any amount of time afterwards, cozied up in my own little yurt in Hawaii. I was able to feel secure enough that I quickly labored this baby. It was a matter of 30 minutes, a matter of an hour all total. All of it before was just play to me. I thought I was just playing. I'm going to play. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm just going to kind of go in the bath a little bit. And then I'm feeling like maybe if the baby comes, I should take a nap. And I wake up and 30 minutes later, the baby's out. So just practicing this patience, curiosity, leaning in. Remember that level of curiosity. And if we're looking at the fears and we're addressing it and debunking all of the old myths and stories you heard, and then we're also leaning in with curiosity. I heard something, I like the way it sounds. I'm going to lean in, I'm going to ask more questions, and I'm going to pour more water on the seeds that I actually want to grow, right? I am so grateful for you guys being here. We have a couple more videos in this session to really help pull everything together for preparing for this big day. If you haven't done so already or written down in your journal, I would love for you to write out any of the emotional blockages or energetic blockages that you feel in your body. So just pause this video, turn it off or whatever, close your eyes and just scan through your body and notice if you feel like tightness in your body. So if you feel physical tightness in your chest, like you're not able to take a full breath, this was me for a really long time. Then I knew that my body was physically responding to like this cast iron steel ball I had around my heart because I was just too afraid to feel. I was too afraid to be that vulnerable. And then I started working on releasing this energetic blockage in my heart. And now I can take a deep breath. And it feels really good to take a deep breath. So notice how your physical sensations or discomforts are actually energetic blockages in your body and write about it. Start to do some of this work. Maybe even pop it in the chat on the community group. As you guys continue to level up, you earn points, unlock cookbooks, unlock one-on-one sessions with me, unlock more time in the group, getting free support for a couple months. So just continue to participate there in the group like I know that you're going to do. I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.